So hey guys, how you doing? I'm Chris Brody, National RV Detroit in Belleville, Michigan. I'm gonna do a walk around on this 2021 32 BHDS. So 32 foot bunkhouse, and then the DS is they outdoor slide. You never know what they put those fancy initials in there for. You guys know me, I always like to start at the front. It's got an electric tongue jack on it with a little service light on here, so you can brighten up your workspace. You have this cap under here, so if you need to manual override your electric tongue jack, I'll zoom in on that for you. You have your propane bottles here on the front with this lid. It gives you gains you access to the top, so you can turn your bottles on and off easier. I like this. I'll walk you around and show you the saddle where this 7-way can get stored into. It goes right inside this little corral. Makes it nice and convenient. And they give you these chain hookups so you're not dragging your chains around, which is really nice also. So I'll show you that real quick. Makes life nice and easy for you. So that's the chain hookup. And then you have your 7-way hookup on the other side. So you're not dragging your cord or pinching the cord or any of that stuff. And then you have your battery disconnect switch, which is right here, which makes it nice to kill all the power to the coach when you put it in storage, all right? So you want to shut that off so that it kills all the power inside your coach so it doesn't kill your battery. And then your batteries right here on the front of the coach. And then I'll give you a small demonstration on how to use your JB Strong Arms and how to use your jacks with using a drill, okay? So using the your manual jacks, okay? All the Salem's or Forest River products. Salem's come with these fancy little doodads for your JT Strong Arms, okay? This is so you can grab this T-handle, and I'll show you in the video, to loosen that T-handle up so you can move your jacks. You don't want to have any tension on that T-handle when you're moving your jacks up and down. Then they give you, in this case, a socket for a drill, okay, which is the best way to operate your jacks. All right, so taking your jacks down, and then they want you to grab this T-handle. You're gonna loop it around that handle right there, and then you can turn your handle. See here, I'm tightening it. So not the best way to do it. I would get down on my hands and knees and do it, but that's how it's made to be used to tighten up this handle or loosen the handle up to take your jacks up, okay? So it makes sense. That's how you loosen and tighten your T-handle. I would get down and hand tighten them or hand loosen them because you don't want that to bend when it's under tension. So that's putting your jack down with the cordless drill and then taking your jack up with the cordless drill. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I'll bring you in a little closer. So you can see where I was getting your handles from. There it is there. So that's your manual override for your electric tongue jack, and then your T-handle for the JB Strong Arms is there. And then just up above your jacks, which are your stabilizer jacks, they're not levelers, is your Furrion solar panel prep. And then you have your Kingdome, or pre-wired for Wi-Fi extender for your King antenna. And then I'm gonna do a quick little steps. I'll bring my tripod over here a little bit better so you guys can get me and see everything while as I'm doing it. Then I'll get closer. And if you have any questions, you can always log on to my YouTube page, which is RV Rockstar. I'm Chris Rohde at RV Rockstar. And then you can do that. I'm going to show you how to operate your steps. You want to make sure that your door is all the way open. You don't want the door halfway open or a quarter. This has got a 30-mile-an-hour friction hinge door built into it. Okay? You want to make sure it's all the way open. If not, this tab will hit and it'll hit your door. So you want to make sure that it looks like it's all the way in. You want to go the next step further, release the handle and push back on the door so it goes behind the door frame. If not, it'll bend the door frame in. Alright? And that's how you do that. Nice and easy, real nice and comfortable. Looks really good. And then open the door. Make sure you can pull these pins to telescope the legs for the terrain. And then release the handle and bring the steps back. You got your hot water tank, which is right here. You have your pressure release valve, which is on the top. You always want to make sure you release the pressure inside your hot water tank before pulling the plug, okay? And then this would be your plug. Now on this one, it's a Suburban hot water tank, so it's got an angle rod that's connected to the plug, which prevents the tank from rusting inside out. So this is going to get chewed down to a pit, like a piece of wire. You want to replace this plug once a year with the angle rod. So you go to any RV dealer, tell them you got a Suburban hot water tank, and this is the plug you need, okay? And then you want to make sure you pull this down every time you're done camping. You don't want to leave water in there for a couple weeks or even a couple days, because then it'll start to get a sulfury smell. All right? Now on your hot water tank, you have a button right here that you can put in the on position and turn it on electric. Okay, so if you want to run your hot water tank on electric, make sure you fill it and you come out here and you push this button. I'm removing your little tape there. You put it in the on position and then you can run it on electric. It turns the heating element on. And then if you have trouble with it and not lighting and it blows these breakers, they'll deploy out and you'll reset them by pushing it on the breakers, okay? And then I'll just give you a little close-up view of your hot water tank. You can see the button off to the left, and then your two resets, your pressure release valve and plug. Now you got your marine grade outdoor speakers for outside entertainment. That's these guys right here. You got your exhaust for your furnace. You got your gravity fill fresh water tank. So if you're going to bring water with you or use your water pump, you're going to fill up here, and that's the water you're bringing with you. You're going to use your water pump. That pumps water from your fresh water holding tank to your sink, shower, toilet, faucets, right? And then if you want to drain that tank, this is the white valve you can see here in the video. I'll zoom in on it. This is the dump valve to release the water for your freshwater tank, okay? You got some 110 outlets. Your awning goes out 8 feet. I'll hit the button for that real quick. Turn on the LED lights. I won't do the whole way. I won't take it back in. At least that way you can see how it's out. And then always remember, if you're going to adjust for pitch, you can by pulling down on the arm. You bring the awning down so you can pitch it. You can tighten this down. I don't recommend that you do. You should leave it be. If you leave it alone, once a gallon of water builds up on top of the awning, it will automatically dump it, okay? So if water's building up here, you ain't got to poke it with a broom handle or anything like that. Water will just get heavy enough, and then it'll just dump the water, okay? And when the wind's blowing, the shocks that are in the awning are designed to absorb the weather, okay? But when the storm picks up, weather gets bad, bring your awning in. You don't want to risk it. But if it's just, you know, raining out and you want to keep your family, play a card game outside or whatever, keep the rain off you, it's a great idea. But if the weather picks up, bring the awning in, okay? And then you got your other JT strong arm and jack on the back. You have your low point drains. Low point drains, which are on this side. You guys got to forgive me. I'm a one-man crew. So I can get a little closer since I'm just doing the rear end of your RV here. So the rear steps are a little different, right? And then you have your low point drains, which I'll zoom in on. It's right there in that little tag, that little button right there. Hopefully you can read that. The rear steps are the old style steps, what everybody calls, just the stackable ones where you roll it up. Got your outside faucet. It is backed for a TV. And then this is your Everchill refrigerator, which again, it's only going to work when you're going down the road. When you're not going down the road, it'll only work when you're plugged in to 110. So this refrigerator will not get cold when you're going down the road, okay? So make sure that you're plugged in. If you put something in the fridge you want to keep cold, right? We're in good shape. And then moving around to the rear side of your coach, you have your grill. Sun's changing, so is my gimbal. So you got your grill on the back side. It is pre-wired for a backup camera. Furrion backup camera, if you want to have one installed, it is pre-wired for a backup camera. Hopefully the sun doesn't mess us up here. And I have the slides out, so it's going to be a little difficult to do this, but I'll give you a shot of your dump station. You have your gray handle and black handle. Black handle is the big handle. Gray water is the small handle. So always remember that when you're dumping, that you want to have, when you're dumping, the big valve is the toilet. The small valves are your gray water. So you see you got two of them there. You want to make sure those are both open when you're dumping your gray water. See if we can go down and give a better look there. So see how they're feeding into that tube from the back bathroom into there? So those both have to be open. And then that is your rear toilet dump valve, okay? And they're in the open position. We always leave them open when it's winterized, okay? And then right up here on the fender, you're going to have your city water connection and your rear bathroom black water tank flush. So you don't want to hook to the black water tank flush until you're dumping your toilet. So when you're dumping your black water tank, you hook a hose up to this guy and you can power wash the inside of your freshwater tank while you're dumping it. City water connection is for constant pressure to your sink, shower, and toilet. So if you're not going to use your water pump, you'll hook up to that guy and you'll have constant pressure. And then this is in case you're going to hook up satellite or cable. And then you have your 20-foot power cord, which is 30 amp. That just kind of fishes in and fishes out as you, depending on the length that you need. As I walk by and underneath your slides, I'll give you an undercarriage view of your RV. See if we can tilt it up a little bit. And we are ready to move on to the inside of your coach. See you in the inside. All right, RV Rockstar back here. Just coming on in the inside of your new coach here. And right to the left of the door as you walk in, you have your board, okay? And you have your slide out button. Then you have your awning button, which I'll bring in while we sit here. Water pump button, hot water heater on gas. Remember, if you want to run it on electric, you got to turn on the button on the outside. If you want it to run on gas, you're going to use your propane, you'll turn this button on. That DSI fault light will come on. Once your hot water tank is lit, that light will go out. So we'll give it a second. And then stay out. So if you ever look up and your hot water tank's on and you see a red indicator light right there, that means your hot water tank is not lit. You ran out of propane, something happened. So I'm not going to leave it run, but you saw it light and you see how it works. Now, just to be thorough, I'm going to come outside here and really quick show you that button again if you want it to work on 110. I showed it to you from a distance and it's hard to do with one hand. So there it is. That's the button right there. On and off switch. Heating element to turn it on 110. Okay, we're electric. You have to flip that switch if you want to save propane. Or if you want it to be more efficient, running it on propane and gas would be your more efficient way. You'll get more water per hour. Okay. So that pretty much covers the board. And then you have your levels. So battery level tells you how full your battery is. Freshwater tank, black water tank, gray and galley. And then you have a couple light switches. So outside LED light and then your interior light switch. Okay. And then I'll move your slide just real quick. I don't want to bore you in the video, but we'll bring it in a little bit so you can see it moving and what it sounds like, and then we'll take her back out a little bit. It'll take too long to bring it all the way in and all the way out. And when it makes that sound, let go of the button, okay? So I'll try to give a little view of the camper here. If you have any questions, make sure you subscribe to RV Rockstar and put your questions in the description below, and I will answer them. Light one of your burners for you. Turn it to on or high, and then hit your igniter off to the left. This is your igniter. And it lights your stuff. Thermostat. I don't know if I can see it here. There we go. So heat, you're gonna need, this is your mode button. That cycles through, off, fan, high and low, and then cool being air conditioner, and then obviously heat will be your furnace. Okay, and then if I can very quickly, I will show you, you have an Everchill refrigerator. So your refrigerator runs on 12 volt all the time, okay? So by it running on 12 volt all the time, it's always on all the time, okay? And the only way to shut this off is by holding that set button for 5 seconds, okay? And then shutting your door. So if you want this to stay off, you're gonna hold this button for 5 seconds. It'll go off, and then once you shut the door, Once you shut the door, it will shut off, okay? And stay off. If you reopen the door, so I'm going to simulate the door being shut, light will go off. Now it's off. Once you open the door again, it'll reactivate your 12-volt refrigerator and come back to life. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to open the door. Light comes on, it comes back to life. So that's how you operate your Everchill 12-volt refrigerator. That's how you shut it off. I will do a video on my RV channel if you want to see just how to use your Everchill refrigerator, okay? How to shut it off. Safety devices, you have your LP detector at the bottom in CO. I'll do a little close-up. Safety device, you have your fire extinguisher, which is always next to the door. And then you have your smoke detector on the ceiling here. Your fuses and breakers are down here on the floor. That's your converter box. See if we can turn the light switch on here. That's your rear slide button. I'll do a little. The light is messing with the gimbal a little bit. So I'm going to have to change the light features for the gimbal. Hey guys, I'm Chris Rohde from National RV Center of Detroit in Belleville, Michigan. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, RV Rockstar. I post a lot of videos about different components and campers. Congratulations on your new RV, and we'll see you on the next one.